Hello friends, myself Dattatrey Jalal. I am from HM College Karad, which is a branch of Registration Sanstha. Students, today we are going to discuss a new chapter from mathematics, that is complex number of 11th standard. First, look at here. We know that for mathematics there are some numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay, these numbers are called as natural numbers, whole numbers, integers. How they came? Look at it. First, consider this equation: x plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. Here, degree of this equation, degree of x is 1, power of x is 1. So when power is 1, these types of equations are called as linear equations. These types of equations are called as linear equation. It means that there is only one solution, that is only one value of x. It is called as equation, and which value of x satisfies this equation, that value is called as solution. Look at it. X is equal to 1 is solution of this equation, because when we put x is equal to 1 here, we get 1 minus 1, which is equal to 0, that is RHS. So x is equal to 1 is called as solution, and this x minus 1 is equal to 0 is called as linear equation. There are so many equations. Here is x minus 1 is equal to 0. This solution of that equation is x is equal to 1. When we solve x minus 2 is equal to 0, we get x is equal to 2. Take 2 on RHS. X minus 3 is equal to 0. We get x is equal to 3. Take minus 3 on RHS. We get x is equal to 3. So x is equal to 3 is solution of x minus 3 is equal to 0. These numbers are arranged in two curly brackets, and we write this as in curly bracket 1, 2, 3, so on that. So one set is developed here. That set is called as set of natural numbers. Set of natural numbers. They introduce a number system, a set. That set is called as set of natural numbers. After these equations, some equations are like this: 2x is equal to 0. Here also degree of x is 1. x ची डिग्री किती आहे तर 1 आहे. मग याला x चं एकच सोल्युशन असणार आहे. हे सोल्युशन जर फाइंड आउट करायचं असेल तर मी काय करेन, तुम्हाला RHS ला पाठवेन. टेक 2 ऑन RHS. We get x is equal to 0 divided by 2. X is equal to 0 divided by 2. 0 divided by any number, we get 0. So we get x is equal to 0. Solution of this equation. 3x is equal to 0. We get x is equal to 0. 4x is equal to 0. We get x is equal to 0. Is solution of these equations. X is equal to 0. But 0 is in natural number? No. Natural number starts from 1, 2, 3. So 0 is not there. So they introduce a new set, which is called as whole numbers. Whole numbers are denoted by W. Whole numbers starts with 0, 1, 2, 3. It is set like this. Means natural numbers involving 0 is called as whole numbers. After these equations, some equations are like this. Linear equations are like this. X plus 1 is equal to 0. X plus 1 is equal to 0. Solution of this equation is, yes, clearly x is equal to, take plus 1 on RHS, plus converted into minus 1. So x is equal to minus 1. If we put x is equal to minus 1 plus 1, which is equal to 0. So clearly x is equal equal to minus 1 is solution of the equation x plus 1 is equal to 0. Similarly, some equations are like this: x plus 2 is equal to 0, x plus 3 is equal to 0. After solving, we get x is equal to minus 2, x is equal to minus 3, and so on that. X plus 4 is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 2. So, these numbers are not in natural numbers as well as in whole numbers. Which numbers? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So, they introduce a new number system or new set of numbers. That set is called as integers. Integers, set of integers is denoted by I, and it is set of all whole numbers including their negative numbers. Minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and here start from minus infinity and so on. Minus infinity to minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Infinity. हे पुढे भरपूर आहे. इन्फिनिटी नॉट डिफाइंड, आपण डिफाइन करू शकत नाही. परत काय झालं की त्यांना काही इक्वेशन्स अशा पद्धतीने मिळत गेले. 2x minus 1 is equal to 0, 3x minus 2 is equal to 0, 5x minus 3 is equal to 0. असे काहीतरी इक्वेशन्स भेटले. त्यांनी ते इक्वेशन सोडवण्याचा प्रयत्न केला. From this, I can write 2x is equal to, this implies x is equal to 1 upon 2. काय केलं? 1 ला RHS ला पाठवलं, 2x is equal to 1 मिळेल. 2 into that divide ला जातील, x is equal to half मिळेल. So x is equal to half जर तुम्ही इथं प्रूव्ह केली व्हॅल्यू LHS मध्ये, 2 into half means 1 minus 1 is 0. Means x is equal to half is called as solution of that equation. Okay? From this, 3x is equal to 2. This implies x is equal to 2 by 3. Suppose that 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. This implies 5x is equal to minus 3. 5x is equal to minus 3. This implies x is equal to, solving for x is equal to minus 3 divided by 5. Take 5 on RHS. Here it is in multiplication. In RHS, it is in division, and so on. So we get these numbers 1 upon 2, 2 upon 3, minus 3 upon 4. These numbers are not in natural numbers, whole numbers, and integers. So they introduce a new set, which is called as set of rational numbers. This set of rational numbers is written in the form set of all numbers which is in the form p upon q, such that p comma q belongs to R. The numbers which are in the form of p upon q, such that p comma q belongs to R, a set of integers. For example, here is 1 upon 2, value of p is 1, q is 2. Here is 2 upon 3, value of p is 2, q is 3. Here x is equal to minus 3 divided by 5. Value of p is minus 3. This value divided by 5. So they introduce new numbers which is called as rational numbers. After that they find irrational numbers, set of irrational numbers, and lastly they are set all the sets, natural number, whole number, integers, rational numbers, all the numbers are written in one set, that is set of real numbers. सर्व numbers, natural असू दे, whole असू दे, integers असू दे, रॅशनल नंबर असू दे, इरॅशनल नंबर्स असू दे, हे सर्वच्या सर्व जे नंबर्स लिहिले गेले ते कशात लिहिले गेले? सेट ऑफ रिअल नंबर्स. आणि हे सेट ऑफ रिअल नंबर्स तुम्हाला माहिती आहे. पुढे काही थोडेफार इक्वेशन्स असे मिळाले, ते होते क्वाड्रॅटिक इक्वेशन्स. ते होते क्वाड्रॅटिक इक्वेशन्स. फॉर एक्झाम्पल एक इक्वेशन त्यांना भेटलं की तुम्हाला क्वाड्रॅटिक इक्वेशन झालेलं, क्वाड्रॅटिक इक्वेशन बद्दल जास्त काही सांगणार नाही. एक त्यांना इक्वेशन भेटलं फॉर एक्झाम्पल x square minus 1 is equal to 0. x square minus 1 is equal to 0. It means that x square is equal to plus 1, and when we take square root on both the sides, x is equal to plus minus 1. Therefore x is equal to 1 and x is equal to minus 1. Put x is equal to 1, 1 square is 1 minus 1, we get 0. Put x is equal to minus 1, minus 1 square is, yes, minus 1 square is 1, 1 minus 1, which is equal to 0. So we get x is equal to 1 and x is equal to minus 1. These two values are called as solution of this quadratic equation. Remember here degree of quadratic equation is always 2. But some equations are like this. Some equations are like this. X square plus 1 is equal to 0. X square plus 1 is equal to 0. On solving these equations, we get x square is equal to minus 1. X square is equal to minus 1. But we have learned that square of any real number is always positive. Tell me, square of minus 1. Square of minus 1 plus 1. Square of minus 1. Yes, plus 4. Square of any real number. It may be negative, positive. Always positive number. Square of any real number is always positive. But what we see here, yes, x square is equal to minus 1. Square is negative, means the numbers are not here. The numbers are not here. After solving, I get a number x is equal to plus minus square root of minus 1. दोन्ही बाजूचं स्क्वेअर रूट घेतलं, x स्क्वेअरचं स्क्वेअर रूट x आलं आणि हे स्क्वेअर रूट पॉझिटिव्ह आणि निगेटिव्ह असतात म्हणून प्लस मायनस आणि हे रूट मध्ये मायनस वर गेलं. असा जो नंबर इंट्रोड्यूस झाला ह्या स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ मायनस 1 ला इमॅजिनरी युनिट असं म्हटलेलं आहे. नवीन नंबर इंट्रोड्यूस झाला आणि त्याच्यासाठी आयोटा हे नोटेशन वापरतो. सिम्पली तुम्ही ते I is equal to डिनोट करू शकता. आयोटा हा प्रोनाउन्सिएशन आहे या इमॅजिनरी युनिट्स. I is equal to स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ मायनस 1. जर तुम्ही दोन्ही बाजूचा स्क्वेअर केला तर I स्क्वेअर इज इक्वल टू मायनस 1. याला आपण म्हणणार आहे इमॅजिनरी युनिट. हा इमॅजिनरी युनिट आयलर या सायंटिस्टने शोधून काढलेला आहे. इमॅजिनरी युनिट I is equal to square root of minus 1. मग हे स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ मायनस 1 म्हणजे अशा संख्या इथं नॅचरल नंबर मध्ये पण नाहीत, होल नंबर मध्ये पण नाहीत, इंटिजर्स मध्ये पण नाहीत, रॅशनल मध्ये पण नाहीत, रिअल मध्ये पण नाहीत. मग त्यांनी काय केलं की एक नवीन सेट इंट्रोड्यूस केला आणि तो सेट काय आहे ते आपण पाहणार. मग त्यांना अजून एखादं इक्वेशन फॉर एक्झाम्पल अजून एक इक्वेशन भेटलं x square plus 4 is equal to 0. x square plus 4 is equal to 0. On solving, yes, on solving, here degree is 2, so we get quick solution. On solving, x square is equal to minus 4. X is equal to plus minus square root of minus 4, which is equal to, I can write here, plus minus square root of 4 into minus 1. Minus 4 can be written as -4 into -1, which is equal to plus minus square root of 4 root m into n, root m into root n, root 4 root is 2 into root of -1. But that root of -1 is called as imaginary unit, and I can denote this by I. So solution of this equation is, yes, x is equal to plus 2i, or simply you may write 2i, or x is equal to minus 2i. So new definition is here. First one is, here is the definition of imaginary unit. Imaginary unit is nothing but I is equal to root of minus 1 with I square is equal to minus 1. Second is imaginary number. Imaginary number means the number which is in the form of k into I, where I is square root of minus 1, where I is equal to square root of minus 1 and k is constant, any constant, or k belongs to R. I can write here k is any constant. Instead of that I can write k belongs to R. Then such a numbers ki is called as imaginary numbers. For example, 2i is imaginary number, 3i is imaginary number, 4i is also imaginary number, minus 4i, minus 6i, minus 10i, these are imaginary numbers. Now after these equations, one more equation is here. Look at here. The equation is like x square minus 4x plus I think 5 is equal to 0. X square minus 4x plus 5 is equal to 0. Clearly quadratic equation आहे. quadratic equation चे दोन सोल्युशन्स मिळणार आहे. तुम्ही हे याच्या अगोदर सॉल्व केलेले आपल्या फॉर्म्युला मेथडने सॉल्व केलं तरी चालेल, फॅक्टरायझेशन फॅक्टर्स काढून सॉल्व केले तरी चालेल, किंवा तुम्ही कंप्लीटिंग स्क्वेअर या मेथडने जरी हे इक्वेशन सॉल्व केलं तरी चालेल. द बेस्ट वे कंप्लीटिंग स्क्वेअर ही मी यूज करतोय. कंप्लीटिंग स्क्वेअर मध्ये काय करतो, लुक ॲट हियर कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ x इज -4. डिवाइड दैट कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ x by 2. डिवाइड दैट कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ x by 2. -4 divided by 2 is what? -2. And square that term. -2 square is 4. Means for completing square we add 4 and subtract 4. Here coefficient of x is -4 divided by 2 and bracket square. It's our completing square. -4 divided by 2 is -2 bracket square is nothing but 4. Means we add 4 and subtract 4. Therefore x square minus 4x plus 4 add at third place because of writing first three terms as a complete square, plus 5 minus 4 for maintaining equality. Here we add plus 4 and here we subtract 4, which is equal to 0. Write first and last terms. First three terms x square minus 4x plus 4 can be written as 2 square, and plus 5 minus 4 is nothing but plus 1, which is equal to 0. Don't add 4 plus 1 because here we write 5 as 4 plus 1. Now look at here first three terms. First term is square of x, third term is square of 2, and middle sign is minus. So clearly that first three terms are square of x minus 2. Square of x minus 2. Look at here x square minus 2 square is plus 4, and multiplied first into second and double of it. 2 into x, 2x double minus 4x is there. So it is clearly square of x minus 2 bracket square plus 1 is equal to 0. On solving x minus 2 bracket square is equal to minus 1. Again here what happened? X minus 2 bracket square is equal to minus 1. Square is negative. It means that the numbers are imaginary. Solution is in imaginary numbers. Solving this, we get x minus 2 is equal to square root of minus 1 plus minus square root of minus 1. Therefore, x minus 2 is equal to plus minus square root of minus 1 is denoted by I, which is iota. Therefore, x is equal to 2 take 2 on RHS, 2 plus minus I, that is x is equal to 2 plus I or x is equal to 2 minus I. Take first plus and then second minus. So here are these two solutions of that quadratic equations. Look at these numbers, 2 plus I and x is equal to 2 minus I. Look at these numbers are, it looks like, suppose I consider that 2 is a constant, and for in mathematics the first alphabets A, B, C, D are used to denote constants. If I denote that constant as A, 2 as A, and here is a term of I, coefficient of I is here what? Not given, it is clearly 1. So if I write instead of 1 there is another constant, it's B. So the number is in the form of A plus B. The number is in the form of A plus B, and where I is equal to root of minus 1. Such type of numbers are called as complex numbers. Such type of numbers are called as complex numbers. Complex numbers are denoted by small z. Complex numbers are denoted by small z. So a new set is introduced. It is a set of the numbers which is in the form of A plus Bi such that A comma B belongs to real number with I is equal to square root of minus 1. अशा नंबरचा जो सेट असेल त्या सेटला आपण कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर्सचा सेट म्हणणार आहे. आणि अशा टाइप मध्ये जे नंबर्स असतील z is equal to A plus Bi, त्या नंबर्सना आपण काय कसले नंबर्स म्हणणार आहे? कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर. फॉर एक्झाम्पल असं जर असेल 2 plus 3i, ते आपण असं लिहू शकत नाही 5i, 2 plus 3 5 असं लिहू शकत नाही. हे वेगळ्या टर्म्स आहेत. लुक एट हियर, दॅट नंबर इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 2 पार्ट्स. फर्स्ट वन असतो तो रियल असतो, आणि याला आपण कसला नंबर म्हटलेला आहे? इमॅजिनरी. रियल आणि इमॅजिनरी हा कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर दोन पार्टने मिळालेला असतो. एक रियल असतो, एक इमॅजिनरी असतो. ओके, हियर नेक्स्ट डेफिनेशन ऑफ real part. In complex number z is equal to a plus bi. In complex number z is equal to a plus bi. A is called real part of z and it is denoted by re of z. A is called as real part of z, and in this complex number imaginary part in this complex number, the coefficient of I is what? B, and that B, not Bi, that B is called imaginary number, but that B is called as imaginary part of Z, I am of Z. It is denoted by I am of Z, or it is simply denoted by R of Z, and imaginary part of z is denoted by I of z is equal to b. Okay, so z is equal to a plus bi. A is called real part of z, b is called imaginary part of z. For example, here is first number 2 plus 3. Clearly it is a complex number. Why it is a complex number? Because I is there, iota is there. So it is our first complex number, so denoted by z1 is equal to 2 plus 3. 2 is called real part and 3 is called, yes, imaginary part. 3 is called imaginary part, not I. Suppose here is second example, z2 is equal to 3 minus 2i. Look at here, comparing with z is equal to a plus bi, value of a is 3 and value of bi is minus 2i. Plus bi is minus 2. So A is equal to 3, comparing B is equal to what? This can be written as 3 plus minus 2 into 1. So A is equal to 3 and B is equal to minus 2. So real part of that Z2, real part of Z2 is what? 3, and imaginary part of Z2 is what? Minus 2. I'll take one more example. Z3 is equal to minus 3i plus 2. Minus 3i plus 2 can be written as, yes, in the form of a plus bi, 2 minus 3i. 2 minus 3i. Real part of Z3 is what? 2, and imaginary part of Z3 is what? Minus 3, not plus 3, minus 3. Now, after this, next definitions are here. Purely real, complex number, purely real, and second definition is purely imaginary. The complex number is called purely real if imaginary part of z is equal to 0, that is value of b is 0. If b is 0, 0 into I is again 0. So for real, purely real, definition is if imaginary part of any complex number, that is z is equal to a plus b is equal to 0, then that complex number is called as purely real complex number. For example, z1 is equal to 3. z1 is equal to 3. 3 can be written as 3 plus 0 into I. 0 into I is 0. Or 3 can be written as 3 plus 0. 3 plus 0 into I. So this number is what? 3 is the real number. 0 is also real number. A plus bi. The number is in the form a plus bi. 3 is a complex number which is purely real. लक्षात ठेवा 3 नॅचरल नंबर हा होल नंबरचा सबसेट असतो. होल नंबर हा इंटिजरचा सबसेट असतो. इंटिजर हा रॅशनल नंबरचा रॅशनल नंबर. हे सगळे नॅचरल, होल, इंटिजर, रॅशनल हे रिअल नंबरचे सबसेट आहे. आणि रिअल नंबर हा कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबरचा सबसेट. म्हणजे कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर हा सर्वात मोठा संख्या. कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर हा सर्वात मोठा संख्या. म्हणजे त्या कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर मध्ये रिअल नंबर्स देखील असणार आहेत. फॉर एक्झाम्पल 3 कसा असणार आहे तर 3 प्लस 0 आहे, म्हणून 3 देखील कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर आहे. ओके. Z2 इज इक्वल टू 5. 5 कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर आहे. यस, 5 can be written as 5 plus 0 into I. So it is in the form of z is equal to a plus b, where a comma b belongs to R. A comma b belongs to R. ही कंडिशन आपली सॅटिस्फाय करते. सो Z2 is equal to 5, which is also purely real. आता purely imaginary. Next point is purely imaginary. A complex number is said to be purely imaginary if real part of that complex number is 0. If real part of that complex number is 0, that is what? A is equal to 0. If that A is 0, then what happens? Look at it. For example, Z is equal to 3i. That 3i can be written as 0 plus 3 in the form of complex number z is equal to a plus b. Here real part of z is what? 0. If real part of z is 0, then the complex number is purely imaginary. If the real part of imaginary part of a complex number is 0, then it is called as purely real. Okay. Now next, here is next definition. Zero complex number. Zero complex number. Zero can be written as 0 can be written as in the form of a plus bi. 0 plus 0 into I. So 0 plus 0 I is called as, yes, 0 complex number. 0 plus 0 I is called as 0 complex number. Okay. So in this video we learn about, yes, imaginary unit, that is iota. Then imaginary number, that is the number which is in the form of ki. Then complex number, the number which is in the form of a plus bi. After that, purely real numbers. Purely real number means imaginary part is 0. Then purely imaginary, real part of z is 0. 0 complex number. Okay. I hope students you understood today's introductory part of the chapter complex number. Thank you for watching the video.